Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Welcome to NFT.NYC 2022. I've been coming to these things for years now, and it's so cool to see everybody here. You know, I was kind of getting ready for prep at the hotel earlier today, and you kind of get nervous. You want to think about everything you want to get in on your talk and all that. And then I kind of zoomed out and went, you know, I can't wait to come here and talk to you guys about what's going on. So it's been really cool to see this thing go from a couple of pizza boxes and 4 or 5 people in a local hotel in Utah or around the world talking about these things to 7 escalators full of people doing their thing, connecting, making communities together, and so on. So I'm Brian Foote. I'll get through to my slides here. I'm with Humble, so I'm the CEO of Humble, which is a publicly traded company here in the United States, ticker symbol HMBL. And then I'm also the founder of the first legally registered DAO in the United States, called Blocks. At Humble, we're an early stage Web3 blockchain company. I think everybody's early stage in Web3. So what we are working on is moving from Web 1 and 2, so Web 2, read and write, post a comment, leave a picture, perform a search, get some links back, to Web 3, which we view as being, our thesis is that this will be a connected economy built on these tokens, right? So you have sort of this distributed ledger that serves as a registry of things, actions that were performed, services that were provided, tokens that were exchanged, and then this tokenized economy that we're all working together to build. The environment I live in on a day-to-day basis is one of Web 2.5. So we kind of joke about this in the sense that part of my life is being a founder of a really hardcore Web3 project, the first legally registered DAO in the United States, fully token-born, fully managed by a decentralized community. You know, you're hearing all day today and yesterday about DAOs. So it's really cool for us to step through that abyss here in the United States and get that kicked off. I think what you will see, my guess is that most DAOs in the United States, if not all of them, will need to be registered in some way. So if that's something that I contributed to us getting to the tokenized economy alongside my fellow founders and community managers and members and thousands of folks I've never even met that manage the DAO, that's a really cool contribution. So I'm happy to have stepped through that process, and I think there's more coming there for legally registered DAOs. And then I have this other sort of hemisphere that I live in, which is Web 2. So I'm the CEO of a publicly traded company, and that comes with it all manner of compliance and regulatory and disclosures and disclaimers that you need to step through to make sure shareholders and consumers are protected and that you're walking the path correctly with governing agencies and regulatory bodies. So it's a really interesting state that we're in here in the United States. I was talking to one of the co-founders of Ethereum the other day, and he goes, "Why are you signing up for that pain?" He's like, "Why are you not just moving to Singapore and going full Web 3, 4, and 5 and doing your thing there?" And so I think for me personally, on an ideological basis, my goal was I love the United States. It's given me a good life. I believe in the debate and the democracy that we have and the opportunity to wake up every day and build your life. So that's the path I walk. I've got the scars to prove it, and really proud of what we're trying to do here in the United States, and I think we're really making progress. I would encourage everybody here to know that everybody I meet with in government, I'm serving on a panel for the California Governor's Office right now, thinking through blockchain and regulation, and I would say that everybody I'm running into in government is really proactive about thinking through blockchain and tokenization and ways that can improve our lives, both between each other, but between citizen and government as well. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I think if we work together from this sort of really hardcore Web 3 side, the government layer of Web 2, I think there is a Web 2.5 that we can net out on as we journey through to a decentralized web that we should all own. So the thesis we contemplate is a web of tokenization. I really think in the next few years, people are going to start to realize that it's the underlying technology that counts. We're so focused right now on the content that sits inside NFTs, apes and cartoons and things, which are cool. I'm a Bored Ape owner, don't get me wrong, but I think really, in the end, we will hit our aha moment in the United States when people don't realize they're behaving on this layer of tokenization, that they're simply finding better ways to identify who they are through verifiable credentials, or perform commerce between each other or private sector corporations or government entities through that verifiable credential and these tokens that will become the building blocks of our lives across many different sectors. And in so doing, we'll move to a web that is transact and verify ready, not just read and write. So right now, if you look at the Web 2, big tech stocks and FANG, they're really, it's post a picture, leave a comment, perform a search query, look at links. So as we think through tokenization, your person, both in the terrestrial world and the metaverse, starts to occupy this tokenized, verifiable identity that then you can use to establish these building blocks, these tokens, that start to become payments, wills, deeds, healthcare records, identifications and licenses. So really exciting things that I think are the building blocks of our future over the coming decades. What we've done at Humble in the first sort of year and a half since we've been public, we launched the mobile pay app, so you can send and receive up to 20 digital assets in our wallet, Bitcoin, Ethereum, US dollar stablecoin, or USDC, et cetera. You have the Humble ticketing layer, so you can buy tickets. We have the Humble Marketplace, so an NFT gallery with both main chain and side chain capabilities. And then we recently launched our search engine, which has cross-chain NFT capabilities across Ethereum, Blocks, Solana, Polygon, and Gnosis chain. So some very exciting things going on here. We do note that fraud and forgery is a really big issue in NFTs, so we contemplate the verified by blocks layer, which allows you to start authenticating what your NFTs are composed of and that you got it from a real owner and that you own it. So we'll be building out registry pieces that sit behind this and allow you to consider who owns something. Is it available for IP licensing? Is it something that's available for sale? So those are really long-term projects. It's something that we think about into the future, but I believe that we've gotten our business down onto one placemat that's been contemplated for a number of years. You know, I looked back at our patent filing the other day, and I'm going, okay, we're making progress here. This is something that I really believe is a bet the balance sheet moment for Humble and our hill to die on, or to build on, if you will, for what we're bringing forward to the marketplace. I don't know where my clock is. Okay, I have a little bit of time. So in the end, and I'm really sorry about the formatting. One of our folks sent in the formatting on this, but it's such an important slide that I don't want to miss out on that. So what we're building at Humble is what I believe one of the most well-conceived Web3 full funnel stacks that's out there right now. I'm sure many more will come online, and constantly we're thinking about how centralized public companies and really exciting, totally decentralized rail systems like Ethereum or Solana or Polygon or Blocks are going to be packaged for the consumer in a way that gives the consumer the ability to communicate their preferences but not their privacy, monetize who they are on the web instead of being a tenant for big tech and Web 2 companies, thinking through verification layers and registries, right? If you think about the two really important tools that we have together to build, it's these decentralized ledgers and then tokens. And so as you start to think about tokens as the building blocks of your life, we also must contemplate registries where we can verify that that's something that you own, or that's something that you want to trade, or that's something that you have available to license for intellectual property, or that you performed an action between you and the government with your verifiable credentials. So very exciting stuff there. I think things like GoDaddy, for example, give us some ideas of how this was done in the past on Web 2. You bought a domain name, that domain name's for sale, et cetera. So I think one of the things we need to do as an NFT community is start leaning into these immutable registries that are the blockchain to start to contemplate who owns that NFT, is it available for sale, et cetera. And that will be performed over time, and certainly many other companies will take a swing at that, as will the decentralized rail systems that so many are contributing to of their own volition. So that's us. We are a full funnel Web3 technology stack. We believe that Web3 is hard to find, so we built a search engine to go against that. We believe it's hard to use, so we are launching soon our Humble Wallet. In the meantime, on our search engine, you can connect to using Wallet Connect to over 100 different wallet products on our cross-chain search engine. We have the verification layer, ensuring that the NFT that you're looking at or buying or selling is verified. Early iterations of that are things like Carfax when you're buying a car. no different than an NFT to make sure you're not spending 5, 6, 7 figures on something that is not real or has fraud and forgery implications, which you see even on the biggest marketplaces as an issue. And then underneath that, we're building on these really cool, exciting, decentralized layers that no one owns. These are DAO-driven communities like Blocks, or legacy layers like Ethereum, and new ones like Solana. So working through how do we package that up for consumers, both as private corporations, but as corporations and governments that want to move to a more decentralized framework where people have more control over the World Wide Web, more control over their identity, more control over their data, and easier ways of transacting in value by using tokenized economies. So I really look forward to building this out with you all. I know that some of the existing leaders of Web 2 and industry right now are really banging on Web 3, and I can't think of a reason why they would be excited about Web 3. These are people who have made you a tenant with your data or your usage of their websites. They like manufacturing where there's management and labor, all these things, right? So it's a decentralized economy where the human is in control of their path forward, and their monetization is very disruptive, and it's something that I think we need to build with great hope, but also with caution to make sure that the folks who run our systems now don't feel too marginalized by that. So I think we can all meet together in this Web 2.5 as we migrate to Web 3, 4, and 5 together, and I look forward to working with all of you on that future. Thank you.